Corals, amazing creatures. They form tropical rainforests underwater with just as much biodiversity and life as you could possibly find on land. Corals aren't only a key factor in their ecosystems, but also provide key ingredients for medicines that combat cancer, as vitamin supplements, and even for skeletal reconstruction. But what are corals? Corals are members of the phylum Cnidaria under the animal kingdom. Cnidarians are known for their radial symmetry, polyp and medusa state, but unlike their cnidarian brethren, corals lack the medusa state, instead favoring a planktonic state to move their larvae from one location to another so the corals may spread. This larva is called the planula and is unique to the corals, also known as anthozoans. Rugose and tabulate corals became the first major reef builders after the stromatoporids went extinct at the end of the Cambrian period. These orders became the most diverse group of corals living until the Permian-Triassic extinction event, where all rugosans and tabulate corals went extinct. However, we were lucky to have at least one basal rugosan live and eventually become the first member of the order Scleractinia. These corals are the ones responsible for all our major reefs today. Coral reefs are important because they house at least 25% of all marine species on Earth. Yet, reefs only occupy 0.1% of all the ocean's world surface. They can be found all over the world's tropical regions, with the most famous being the Great Barrier Reef just north of Australia. Sadly, most of our coral reefs in the world are being strongly affected by global warming. As the temperatures of the oceans rise, less gases become dissolved in the ocean's waters, which badly affect the protozoans which live inside the corals. These protozoans are dinoflagellates called zooxanthellae. They are photosynthetic and provide most of the nutrients needed by the corals to survive. But without those gases, the protozoans have no way to undergo photosynthesis. So instead of letting themselves die, these protozoans flee the corals to colder waters, to a place that they may actually thrive. But this leaves the corals very weak and sick. Their color abandons them, and they become white. This is called coral bleaching, and is the reason why so many reefs are dying off. So that is why we need your help. The world needs to become more ecologically efficient so we can curb the effects of global warming and prevent the death of thousands and thousands of organisms and lose thousands of years of life history. So let's work together to make sure our coral reefs can stay happy and healthy for many years to come.